What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Jump Off. I am your host, Kale the X Factor, and thank you guys so much for tuning in to our regularly scheduled podcast. Now, I have been gone for a week. I was in Orlando at an IAPA Trade Expo show. We are officially back here in the office now. We've been back all week. I was actually able to kind of tackle and finish off our reviews for Fallout and Battlefield 5. So if you like to check out those reviews, you can check them out at our website at www.GameNightLounge.wordpress.com, or you can go directly to our YouTube channel, which is The Game Night Lounge. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And our reviews are there as well. So thank you guys so much for coming back. Thanksgiving is officially over. We're recording this the day after Thanksgiving. So this is, for a majority of America, it's Black Friday. So you may be out there shopping around in stores, going from store to store. You probably went late last night, which I don't agree with stores opening on Thanksgiving Day, period, but that's a whole nother topic. If you are one of those employees that went to work at 5 o'clock yesterday, 3 o'clock yesterday, 6 o'clock yesterday, whatever the case may be, if you went to work on Thanksgiving Day, my hat's off to you. Thank you guys so much for doing that. We know it is a burden for you guys. We know it is troublesome for you guys. I hate that you guys got to go to work on those days. I've never been one that has agreed with that, and I've worked in the retail space before, so I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been there. I've done the Black Fridays before. But it was back when, it was Black Fridays was like, okay, we'd opened up at like 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning. And then as I kept on going, the time kept getting pushed back to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then it went to midnight. So we'd open up at midnight on those days. And now it's gotten to the point where stores are just opening up at, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon and evening on Thanksgiving Day, so you can go do your shopping then. Almost eliminating Thanksgiving for all those employees that work, or to the point to where they have to do their Thanksgiving either that morning or really, really early afternoon. And that kind of takes away from the whole bonding together with your family entirely for those employees. I mean, now I'm sure a lot of those businesses, they're paying their employees, time and a half and stuff like that, and that's probably great. And I'm sure there's some employees that don't mind going, but for me, I don't agree with any employee having to go into work on Thanksgiving Day, no matter what job you may be working. Now, I understand there are some places that just can't close. You got gas stations that can't close. You've got pharmacies that can't really close because, people got to have access to medicine and stuff like that. I understand that. But like a Walmart or a Target, even though I don't like GameStop, but, for GameStop for that matter, do these places really have to open up at 6 p.m. Belk? Do you have to really bring these employees in to get a jump start on your sales? Why can't businesses just stick to the normal, get up early in the morning and go do your shopping on Friday? It's called Black Friday for a reason, folks. I've seen advertisements on TVs. Black Friday sales starting now. It's Thursday at 6 p.m. That's not Black Friday. That's just Thanksgiving Day shopping. That's stupid. Why bring your employees in for something like that? That just absolutely makes no sense to me. You're taking away your employees' time with their families. And I'm sure there are a lot of those employees that hate it. I did. Absolutely hate it. So they're having to go from eating their Thanksgiving super early in the day now to now getting ready to go to work, and then they got to go to work, and they got to be there till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then they got to get up and do it all again later that afternoon on Friday. It's so troublesome. It's going to get to the point here, and I'm going to say this now, in about another year, 2 years' time, I guarantee you we're going to see these stores open up at regular hours on Thanksgiving Day. There's not going to be any special closings for Thanksgiving anymore. That's going to go. I'm telling you that right now. Just mark my words, that's going to eventually happen. It seems like every few years that time gets pushed back further and further to the point now it's inside of Thanksgiving Day. I mean, seriously, do we really have to have stores open on Thanksgiving Day? Why don't you let these folks enjoy their time with their families and their loved ones for that day? You know, there's 2 days out of the year you should do this, Thanksgiving and Christmas. Those are the 2 days that they should be able to spend that entire day with their family, regardless of what you guys have going on sale. But that's just my little quick rant on Thanksgiving and the Black Friday sales, because we're gonna cover a little bit about Black Friday today, since some of you guys may be out there shopping today, you know, which is cool. If you're out there shopping around today and it's really, really crazy out there, please be safe, please be careful. You know, there are a lot of nut jobs out there, and especially on days that Black Friday and deals are limited, you're going to run into some nutcases out there, especially at, like, you know, we've all seen the horror stories. We've all seen it. Because there's some really, really good sales out there, and I'm going to go over just, you know, some sales items, and I'm going to be talking to some of you guys that may not be, you know, or want a family member to pay attention to what it is for, like, your gaming needs for Christmas. Because you may be listening to me and you're in middle school, high school, college, you know, whatever the case may be. And there's certain things that you don't buy for yourself, video game related, that you want a family member or somebody to get you for Christmas. I do that even now, and I'm 35 years old, you know? So we're going to kind of go over some of the better deals that are out there, some of the hot things, the things to get for the platforms, if you have any of the given platforms. We're going to try to take a look at that. And the other thing I wanted to touch on, because I've seen it all online, I've seen it on my Twitter timeline, Lord knows how many times, but I've seen it a bunch now, and I've experienced it myself, especially now that my review has gone live. We're going to talk about Fallout 76 and the hate that has surrounded and plagued this game since launch. And some of it's, you know, some of it makes sense. Some of it's, you know, has some validity. Some of it doesn't. You know, some of the fans have been kind of, I don't want to say kind, because I don't think I've seen too many kind posts about Fallout 76. But some of you guys have not been as cutthroat as others have been. And other people calling for Todd Howard's job and saying they can't believe Todd Howard would do this. You know, those people I want to talk to just directly, because, look, you know, and I know Todd Howard. You know, we've talked before, we've met, we've sat down, we've had a drink together a couple times before. Met him at a couple of conventions and expos. Great guy, and trust me, none of what Fallout 76 turned out being was something that he did purposely. It was something that, you know, it was just, you know, it was something brand new that they wanted to try. So we're going to talk a little bit about Fallout 76 today as well. And like I said, if you would like to see our review for the game, it wasn't a great score. I'll just be perfectly honest with you guys. It was not a great score. We didn't give it a high score. It was, to me, a misstep by Bethesda. I think I even said that in the actual video review for Fallout. It was a misstep. I think it was a misfire. A miscalculation, I think, on what fans had truly, truly wanted, and a lot of things that were missing that really should have been in place that were not. But first things first, you know, now that Thanksgiving is over, the Christmas shopping season has officially started. And everybody's out there now doing their Christmas shopping. People are out there right now doing their Black Friday shopping deals. Now, for the gamer in your family, and in today's day and age, a lot of families today have gamers that are a part of their family in some shape, way, or form. Whether it's your young ones, whether it's the young kids, whether it's your teenagers, whether it's your college student, you know, even if you have a veteran, you know, from the military or whatever, that's in your household, they're gamers. Trust me, I've worked on military installations with the video game industry before, working retail. I have seen these guys come in droves and purchase systems and games. Now, look, there's going to be a lot of good deals out there, especially today. There's a lot of good deals in the way of video games. I'm going to point out just a few of them for you guys to take a look at. Now, for those of you guys that have a Nintendo Switch at home, or you got one or you plan on getting one for Christmas for somebody, and you're trying to figure out, okay, what can I get them? What can I get him or her to go along with that Nintendo Switch? Here's a couple of ideas, and I'm just putting these out there for you guys. Especially if you have a younger kid that you're getting the Switch for, it's always a really good idea to get a protective case to carry the system in. There's a lot there's a lot of them out there. You can look in GameStop, you can look in Best Buy, Walmart. They all carry them. Amazon has a bunch of them. We get all of our stuff through Amazon anyway, so obviously Amazon's going to be just the natural route that we go. But you need to get a protective carrying case that they can transport the system to and from different locations. Like, I have one for my son. We're getting one for my daughter. They do make them in different colors, so whether it's a male, female, you have gender-neutral colors as well. They're all available. They're all steadily available as well. A carrying case because a lot of the carrying cases come with screen protectors. Excuse me. That's probably your best idea, is to get one that comes with the screen protector, because the screen protector is it helps, and you want something with the screen protection on it. Not so much if they drop it, but especially when they're using their fingers, or they're using like the little pins or whatever the case may be, like the styluses to draw on the screens. The screens can get pretty scratched up and used pretty heavy, so it's always best to kind of have some sort of a screen protector on it. The carrying case is going to be great because you can carry your plugs, your Joy-Con attachments, your games. That's going to be the number one thing. So any form of a carrying case for the system is going to be really, really high up on the list for a lot of people if they're getting a Switch, or you have one and don't have a carrying case just yet. The second thing you might want to look at for the Nintendo Switch is another pair of Joy-Con controllers. Now, the system comes with two. You get the left one and the right one. You at least want to get another set, because when you buy them, you have to get them in a set. You can't get them individually. So you have to get the Joy-Cons in a set. Now, they come in different colors. You can get just the standard gray or black ones. They had the red and blue ones. I've seen the green, the neon green and pink ones that are out there for, Splatoon. They have the yellow ones for the Pokemons. They have different color variations out there, so you can get them. Now, you're probably going to see some of the color variations, like the Splatoon ones, the Pokemon ones. They're going to be a little bit more higher priced, just because of the fact that they're, I don't want to say collector's items, but they're limited items. So you're not going to find them readily available at all times. Those are things that are only going to be special during special times. So another pair of Joy-Con controllers. Now, they normally run about $89.99 for the pair. That's because you're getting two of them. You're getting the left one and the right one. So that's the reason why they tend to run that higher of a price than like your standard Xbox controller or PlayStation controller, because you're essentially getting two of them. But that's probably one of the best ideas, so that way you can actively have anywhere from 2 to 4 extra players per Switch console, which is ideal, especially if you're going to have a Switch in the home, or if you have 2 Switches in the home, whatever the case may be. You want to have multiplayer available. Those are going to be like a necessity. Now, as far as the games go, there's a lot to choose from for the Nintendo Switch. It's all going to be based solely on the age of whoever it is you're buying for. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes it does. But here's a list of some of the games that I think are really, really popular for the system that you may want to take a look at. You got Super Mario Odyssey. That was a game that came out a year ago. Has been super, super popular. It's still one of the most popular Mario games out right now. That's going to be a definite one to look at if you don't already have one, or if you're just now buying the Switch for the first time. It's called Super Mario Odyssey. It is a 2-player game, so you can play up to 2 players on it. There's Splatoon 2, which was a year 1 release for the Nintendo Switch a couple years ago. So Splatoon 2 is a good, solid multiplayer game. And if your kids have played Splatoon 1 on the Wii U, this is almost a definite look at. You got the newly released Pokemon Go, or Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee Edition. They both are the same exact game, except there are different Pokemon, like exclusive Pokemon that you're going to find for whichever release. So if your kid or whoever it is you're buying for is more of a Pikachu lover, then obviously go with the Pikachu version. If not, then the Eevee version. They both essentially the same game, just there's kind of unique Pokemons to go with each set. That was actually a really, really good game. It's a 2-player game as well, so you can play with another person. And if you're looking at Pokemon Let's Go, you're probably going to look at 2 different versions of the game. You're going to have just a standard game by itself, or you're going to see the box set that comes with the game and the Pokeball Plus controller. Now, the Pokeball Plus controller is, to me, if you're going to do Pokemon Let's Go, you get the Pokeball Plus attachment controller to go with it. Whether you buy the controller separately or you buy it in that bundle pack with the game and controller, it's cheaper if you do actually, I think it's the same price. Either way you do it, except it just comes in a bundle together in one box if you do it that way. The little Pokeball controller is actually really, really cool. You use it to play the game. You pretend throw it at your TV screen or the Switch screen. That's how you catch your Pokemon. It does vibrate and make noise. You can take the Pokemon wherever you go, and that Pokemon, whatever was the last one you caught, is still inside that Pokeball as you're traveling around. So even if you're not playing the game and you take your Pokeball Plus with you, you're still gaining a little bit of experience with that Pokemon and with that Pokeball still attached there. So if you're going to get that game, I would definitely look at that attachment as well. And then the big one that comes out right before Christmas at the beginning of the month is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So for all you multiplayer fans, this is going to be like a must-have for every Switch owner. So if you're going to get a Nintendo Switch, get this game. This game comes out on December the 7th, so it comes out before Christmas. So if you're wondering why you can't find it in stores, it's because it's not out yet. It does not come out until the 7th. So pre-order it now, because trust me, the supplies are going to go really, really quickly with this game. Get it now. Go ahead and pre-order it now. Do whatever you have to do to secure yourself a copy of it. Smash Brothers is going to be a sought-after game for every Switch owner. And it's a fighting game with all the different characters from the universe. So it's got every single Smash Brothers character that's ever come with the game. With any of the versions of the game, they're all included on this one. This is going to be a must-own for all Switch owners. So there's just a couple of ideas for the Nintendo Switch. Now, if you have a PlayStation, or you're looking at getting a PlayStation 4 for somebody for Christmas, there is a great bundle out there right now that is kind of hard to keep in stock. But if you can find one, and you're looking to get a PlayStation 4 for somebody for Christmas, this is the one to get. It's a $199 PlayStation 4 Slim console that comes with Spider-Man, the Insomniac version of Spider-Man, which is up for Game of the Year. So you know it's not going to be like one of those trash games that you're never going to play. Whoever gets this console is going to play this game. Trust me when I say that. It's like I said, the game itself is up for Game of the Year. We gave it a really, really high review score here on our site. The game is great. It's a cheap you get a cheap console, $200. You get a new PlayStation 4 with one of this year's hottest games for it. Can't go wrong. If you're going to look at going PlayStation 4 and you're looking at getting a console, this is the one to get, or at least this is the one to look at to get. As far as games go, you have a bunch of games to choose from. Yeah, Battlefield 5 just newly released. Yeah, Fallout 76, which was newly released and apparently has dropped in price because the game was just so bad. But we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Only if they request to you to get Fallout 76 for them do you get it. If not, leave it alone. I will say this about games. Fortnite is available on every single platform. I know a lot of y'all are probably thinking, okay, what can I get Fortnite on? What can I get Fortnite on? Fortnite is available on every platform. You can get on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, mobile. You can get on your iPad. Whatever device you have, you can get Fortnite on, and it's free. So you don't have to pay for Fortnite. It's free. If anybody tries to sell you something different, there is a package floating around. I've seen a picture of it at Walmart that has, it's a box that says Fortnite. It's a game code only, and it has like a special guy on the front of it. Let me be perfectly clear for those of you that do not understand this. That is not the game. That is just a skin and some V-Bucks that you get. It's a bundle pack. And the bundle pack is only skin. And the skin does not determine how you play in that game. The skin is just cosmetic. It's just how you look. It does nothing to enhance the gameplay of the game itself at all. It's just how you look. Because I've had some people point it out, but like, look, I see this at Walmart. Are they starting to charge for Fortnite now? No. That is a skin package. That is a bundle pack for a skin only. The game is free, everybody. Free. You can go to the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store, the Nintendo Shop, download the game. It costs you not a penny. And boom, you got Fortnite. So no matter what system you get for Christmas, you can put Fortnite on it. And you don't have to pay for it. Fortnite comes with all of them. So you can get Fortnite on any one of those systems. So if anybody's like a huge Fortnite fan or somebody's asking about Fortnite, I want Fortnite, any system or any platform has it. It's that easy. So don't get conned into when you go into these stores and you see these box products that are sealed up of a skin. It's not the game. It's just a skin. It'll trick you because it's got cellophane wrapped around it. Once you open that box, it's just a digital code on a little piece of paper. So essentially you paid for, now you can still buy that skin on any of those shops and it's still the same price. Actually, I want to say it might be even a little bit cheaper because I think I remember paying like $29.99 for it. And I've seen them on store shelves for $39.99. So you're paying $10 for an empty box and the cover art of nothing. You can get that same skin or bundle pack on whatever shop for whatever platform you're buying for. So don't get conned into that. just point that out to everybody, okay? As far as other PlayStation games go, you got God of War, which was released earlier this year. Fantastic game to get if you are buying for a mature person. If you're buying for a kid, don't do God of War. But if you're buying for somebody immature, God of War. Get God of War. You can't go wrong with God of War. Great game. You got Mega Man 11 that came out in October. You got Tomb Raider if you're buying for, again, a mature person. There's a lot of different games that you can get for the platform. Kind of find out what they like, what kind of games they're into, because there's games for anybody you can think of. And if you're buying for somebody, let's say you're looking for somebody who has a PlayStation 4 already. The perfect idea to do is a PlayStation VR because they just dropped in price again for this holiday season. You can get a PlayStation VR bundle that comes with everything you need to play in VR for $200. This thing used to be $400 or $500. Now you can get it for $200, and it comes bundled together. So you get some experiences along with the actual hardware for PlayStation 4. You don't need to buy another PlayStation 4 console for it. You don't have to buy anything separate for it. The VR works with any PlayStation 4 console that is out there or you may have from day one. Because I have a day one PlayStation 4 here in our office, and our VR works on it just fine with no hiccups, no problems at all. There are plenty of games to get for the VR. Beat Saber is now available. It's really popular. Creed is out there. Tetris Effect. There's a lot of different horror games and shooting games that are available. Arizona Sunshine is available for it. That was actually one of the games that we talked really heavy about at the expo we just came from. So if you're looking for somebody, or if you're even buying a PlayStation VR and you want or PlayStation 4 and you want something to go with it, do the VR. The VR is really cheaply priced right now. It's a great addition to anybody that has a PlayStation 4 who doesn't already have VR. And especially if it's somebody that's never had a VR experience, this is the cheapest and one of the best ways to go about it, one of the most accessible ways to go about it without having to buy or sink in money to a high-end PC. Now, as far as the Xbox One goes, you have a couple different bundles that are out there right now. The Xbox One X, which is the newest version of Xbox that's out there that puts out in 4K. They have a Fallout 76 bundle that's $4.49. The normal Xbox One X by itself usually goes for $4.99. So if you can find this bundle for $4.49, look, you don't have to play the game. We know the game we know the game's bad. You don't have to play Fallout 76, but you get an Xbox One X for $50 cheaper than you would the normal standalone price of $4.99. So if you find the Fallout 76 Xbox One X bundle, just go ahead and get that one. You don't have to play the game. Just trade the game in or something. Or if it's a digital version of the game, just get the game code to a friend. So you got the Xbox One X at $4.49. They also had the Xbox Slim models out there that are at $199. I think they have a Battlefield 5 bundle. That's actually a really good bundle to look at if you're looking at getting an Xbox One. The Battlefield 5 one. The Battlefield 5 is not a bad game. I have seen people that have just trashed that game as well. Look, Battlefield 5 is not a horrible game. If you're getting it with the system at $199, there's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead and download the game, play it, give it a try. It's worth the play. It's got a great campaign. The multiplayer is actually pretty good. It's just in a wrong setting, I believe, but it's still a really, really good game. There are other games to check out for it as well. You got the Lego DC Supervillains. That's on all platforms, so you can find that on any of them. You can find Forza on Xbox One only. So if somebody's into racing, you got the new Forza Horizon. Was it 3 or 4 now that they're on? 3. So that's the newest released one that came out this year. That is on Xbox One only as well. So there's like I said, there's a lot of different games. Find out whoever it is you're buying for. Find out what games they like before going out to purchase a game. I tell that to everybody that I've ever run into contact with. Who are you buying for? What do they like? What type of games do they like? What are they into? Because based just off of that information alone, you can really, really find a lot of games. Actually, all the platforms have a lot of games that are out there for them. You can find an awful lot of games for all these consoles. It's just you got to gear them more towards whoever you're buying for their liking. Now, if you got somebody that's like me that likes all genres of video games and is willing to play anything or give anything a try for that matter, you really can't go wrong with any game that's out there. The only ones that we, look at reviews online. Find out what games are really, really good. Find out what games didn't really hit the mark. And then kind of make your decision based off of that. I will say there are a lot of games that released this year that did actually pretty well in the review circuit. So Call of Duty was actually really, really good this year. You can't go wrong with Call of Duty, no matter what platform you buy it for. It's only on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One or PC. Actually, I don't even think it's on PC. Is it on PC now? Yeah. So you really can't go wrong with that. Red Dead Redemption 2 is another one. If you're buying for somebody mature, if you're not buying for someone mature, do not get Red Dead. Let's go ahead and put that out there. But there's a lot of video game deals out there. Console-wise, those are probably the best deals you're going to look for. The PlayStation VR, that's another one that's really, really good to look for. Those are the ones you need to look at. But if you're out there shopping for Black Friday, know who it is you're buying for when you're looking at just games. Starlink is another one that I think is going to be really, really good this year, no matter what platform you buy it for. But if you have somebody that has all the platforms, get it for the Switch first, because it just has that little extra content. I won't say little extra content, but it has the big console exclusive of Star Fox involved with that game. So if you're going to get Starlink, I'll get it on the Switch first before any of the other consoles. But Starlink is actually a pretty good game. So I think whoever gets that or plays it is going to have a lot of fun with it. Now, before we close this show out, I did want to talk a little bit about Fallout 76. I won't take very long talking about this, because more so because our review is already up there live, and I don't want to kind of like repeat myself when it comes to the review score and the review breakdown. But I will say this, that I understand where Bethesda was trying to go with Fallout 76. I really, really do. I won't go as far as saying Fallout 76 was the worst game that I've seen this year. I don't think I can go that far, and I don't think I will. Fallout. I mean, we have Fallout 76 on our TVs right here in the office right now. I'm actually looking at one. I'm actually looking at the screen for Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is not. It's not the world's worst game by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a good game. That's unfortunate for me to say, because I'm such a big fan of the studio. I'm such a big fan of Todd Howard's, and I love his vision and passion for projects. And he really, really sold it at E3. He really, really sold his excitement and his enjoyment for Fallout 76 at E3. And I think the hype was actually just probably a little bit too much. I think it was built up to be this groundbreaking game from Bethesda that was going to be an online-only experience. And people think, because how many of us have played Fallout 3 or Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, and we said, you know what? I think if this game had multiplayer or we could play with a buddy, this would be really, 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 really special. And I think they're on the right track with that. It would have been. Fallout 76 could have been a really, really special experience. I think where they went wrong, and this is only me speculating, I think where they went wrong with this is the fact that the only players you come into contact with are going to be real players, and they want you to kind of experience the wasteland how you would in real life experience the wasteland. How would you interact with people that you come into contact with? Will there be trust there? Will there be disdain there? They kind of wanted to build on that experience, and what I think they forgot was a lot of the draw that came from Fallout 3 or Fallout 4, New Vegas, was the interaction and the character building and the characters you came into contact with in the world that are not real-life players. We're talking about your NPCs, the ones you get missions from, how you build upon a story or how you separate your main story from side quests. You come into contact with all kinds of different NPCs in the world. And I think this is the hook that drew a lot of players into the Fallout universe. And the fact that you come into Fallout 76 and there are no NPCs. There is not a single one. You'll run into some robots. That's it. And the only way that you even hear characters' voices is on holotapes. I think they missed a humongous opportunity with that. If they would have built this as a normal Fallout game with no multiplayer, and then added the multiplayer level on top of that, that could have been probably something special. I mean, the world is huge, don't get me wrong. The world is vast, it's huge. There's a bunch to explore, but in all honesty, it felt really, you felt kind of alone. Even with it being an online only, a multiplayer game, you felt alone. It didn't feel inhabited by anything or anybody. The people were so vastly spread apart that it didn't really matter. You kind of got bored with quests really, really quickly because the quests are really, really monotonous. They really, really are. And they're not really, really vast in stuff that you can do. And I think that they really, really missed that mark because the world's got to feel inhabited. No matter if they're creatures or they're ghouls that you come into contact with or radiated human, whatever the case may be, you got to have some other interactions besides just regular people. Because we know in today's world, people are jerks. They're not going to just talk with each other. They're not going to have experiences with each other. They're going to either just pass right on by each other, or they're going to try to kill each other, or if you happen to run into a decent group, then you may be like, hey, you want to join us for some quests. But that's rare. That's the only interaction you're really going to come into contact with. Unless you're playing with somebody you know, or you're in a group of servers where you happen to know everybody. But you need those game NPCs to kind of break that up. And you need those NPCs to kind of offer that variation. Because it's odd when you tell people that, yes, you can play this game as a single-player game. Yes, you can. You can play by yourself if you want to. You're going to feel alone. There ain't nobody else out, even NPCs. You feel alone. It doesn't feel like a Fallout game. And even though you still need an internet connection even to play single player by yourself anyway, because you're going to be dropped into a world and there are going to be other people there. You just don't have to play with them if you don't want to. You can go about doing your own missions. But I played this game co-op and I played it alone. I didn't really enjoy myself playing alone at all. And to me, that's what I enjoyed playing Fallout as. I mean, I had a great time playing Fallout. And playing by myself, I had a great time. I had zero fun playing by myself in Fallout 76. I had a little bit of fun playing with the group. I will say that. I did have a little bit of fun playing with the group. So some of the hate that Fallout 76 has been getting, it has some validity. There are people that generally can be upset about it. I'm one of them. I was not happy with the game. Now, I'm not going to call for Todd Howard's job, or I'm not going to boycott the studio, because that's going just a little bit too far. And that's stepping it right back into the realm of what our last show was about, with self-entitled people that feel like, no, I didn't get what I want, or I want my money back, whatever the case may be. You had opportunity to play the beta before the game came out. The beta kind of showed you everything that Fallout 76 is going to deliver to you. If you chose not to play the beta or didn't play the beta, that's kind of your own fault. Now, look, I understand that their beta was only up on select days and you may not be available on those days. I was one of them. But I played the beta. They offered it enough times that I was actually able to play with the game once or twice. But you had ample opportunity to kind of play the game before the game launched, so you kind of knew what you were getting into. And if you were hoping for some vast difference in the game a week apart from launch, you're really, really highly mistaken. But, I've always been a Bethesda Todd Howard fan. I still have faith in them. Now, I know a lot of people complaining about the server crashes and the bugs that the game has. The patch just came out for the game, fixes a lot of the bugs. But you have to understand that, especially early on, post-launch of any game of this magnitude, there's going to be some bugs. There's going to be server issues. That's just going to be that's just automatic. But you can't call for Todd Howard's job on this. You can't down all the developers on the game. Look, they tried something new. They didn't want to deliver just the same Fallout experience over and over and over again. They wanted to deliver something new, something fresh, something that they've been wanting to try for a while now. And it's just unfortunate. It just missed the mark. It was just one of those games that didn't appeal, and not many people gravitated to. It just wasn't up to their standards of Fallout. And I understand that. It wasn't my cup of tea either. But I applaud the studio for trying to do something unique with that franchise and trying to do something a step beyond what they've done in previous versions. Now, if they try to do this same type of step again and just build upon the mistakes that they made with this one, I'm all for it. It's a learning experience. Todd Howard even said himself, this is a new avenue for all of us. They've never done something like this before, so this is a new take on it. And I applaud them for doing that, for taking that step, or trying to at least see what they can do in that space. I give them utmost applause, utmost respect for that. It's just unfortunate it didn't quite hit the mark. And I think the review scores and fan scores really, really reflect that, unfortunately. But I would like to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on Fallout 76, what you guys thought about it. Let us know in the comments. Let us know on Twitter. You can let us know in the comments on our website as well. So that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for listening. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We are post-Thanksgiving now. But hope everybody had a great time with family and friends. Hope you guys have a great time with family and friends this weekend. Enjoy yourself. If you're going shopping out there this weekend, guys, please be careful. Please be safe. The world is full of really, really obscure people out there that are going to do absolutely anything they possibly can to get over on you. So just be careful out there. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy time with your family and your friends. If you have family or friends that are from out of town that are in town for this weekend, enjoy your time with them. Because I always say to everybody, look, time is not endless. You're only allowed a certain amount of time with people. So spend as much possible time as you can with every loved one that you have. Friends, family, doesn't matter. spend as much time with them. Enjoy their company while you can, because life is not promised tomorrow. And that's just coming from us. So again, thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you guys will be back with us again next week. I'm KODX Factor. We are part of the Game Night Lounge Media Network. Make sure you check us out at our website at www.GameNightLounge.wordpress.com. We are also on Facebook at the Game Night Lounge. Our Twitter handle is at Game Night Lounge, or you can follow me personally on Twitter at KODX Factor. And we are also on YouTube at the Game Night Lounge. I'm KODX Factor. This is The Jump Off, and all the guests that appear on this show and future shows are a part of the Game Night Lounge Media Network as well. And until next week, everybody, happy Thanksgiving and game on.